another video. Thank you guys for coming back to my channel again. As you can see by the title, I am going to be doing another Kevin Samuels reaction video. And I just want to thank you guys for coming over to my Instagram. If you don't know, my Instagram is in the description box below. It's at Rivah_JORDON. And sending me new reaction videos. I really want to thank you guys for sending me new videos that you want me to react to. Kevin Samuels videos as well as other videos. I am definitely going to take heed and react to all the things that you guys send me. So you guys know how I do. I just like to go ahead and get right into the video. Now, before I do get started though, I do want you guys to go ahead and like this video. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button because I do post every single day. I don't know what time though, so make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so as soon as I drop a new video, you can go ahead and be privy to it first. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
Parents are married. They have been for the last 20 years. My grandparents on my dad's side are married. My grandparents on my mom's side, they're not. Okay. But I feel like what made me angry that I'm working through is my example of men. Because when I hear my mom talk about my grandfather, who I didn't get to experience, it's not what I see in my dad. So I was angry with him for a little while, and then I got over that. Well, I'm working through that, should I say, not got over it. But when I listen to your show, and even tonight, I hear what you're saying in regards to, women should focus on like their fitness and being feminine and cooperative and all of those things. But it still seems like we're still at a disposition. Like I still have to work against that narrative.
Okay. Ma'am, you threw a lot at me at one time. You brought your grandparents, your mother and father.
Everybody. I wanted to give you background.
How old are you?
26.
All right. Did you have braids?
Say that one more time.
Okay. 26. I'm trying to remember. Okay. You got to work at what is frustrating you that you have to work against what?
I feel like I have to work against the narrative that is set for Black women that we are just angry and loud and upset and pretty much everything that you kind of talk about in your show.
All right. So the narrative, is it a narrative or does it play itself? What? Okay. Well, there's part of narrative, but then you have to ask yourself your lived reality. I took that little straw poll. Are Black women happy? Are the majority of Black women happy or angry today?
Sorry. So really quick, whenever I post one of these videos, I've never seen the video before, so I'm giving you guys my honest reaction. But I'm just a little bit confused so far. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm just a little bit confused. But I just feel like if there's a narrative, like of a specific, like about Black women or whatever, like if you don't act that way, then you shouldn't feel like you are fighting against the narrative. You only would feel like you're fighting against the narrative if those things that were said are true.
Sure, I would say the majority are unhappy.
Why? Why would you say
lack of better words, the circumstances that we put ourselves in?
Right. Okay. But so it's not a narrative if it's the majority is true, man.
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that, but my confusion is, or not even confusion, where the disconnect for me is someone like myself, where I am working to improve different areas that I see are weaknesses. That are my own and that I've learned through the behavior of the women in my life and watching their marriages.
Okay.
But that's what I mean by
where's
I still feel like...
So where's your boyfriend or husband?
I actually just broke up with him, my boyfriend.
How long were you guys together?
We were together for about 5 months, 5.5.
Okay. And who broke it off?
I did.
Why?
I wasn't happy.
So,
but it was with myself. It wasn't
let me just go ahead. Let me go ahead and just level set. You said you're 26?
Yes.
Let let me just go ahead and level set you, man. I have to work 3 times as hard to get half the credit. And guess what? That's just my lot in life. There's always going to be prejudice and discrimination and unfair treatment to any human being.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference is you either going to work to overcome it or you're going to let it overcome you. That's it.
And it won't be the latter.
Well, then, but the thing is, if you say it's see, the thing is,
I mean, it sucks, but it's true though.
You shouldn't be angry about the. Well, it's not fair, nor so angry. Well, what are you going to do about it though? Because here's another thing: black women are under whose burden? Whose burden are you under? Because it can't be black men.
No, it feels like what I see. And what I see is like my parents' relationship, so my mom or my grandparents.
No. Okay, your mom's relationship and your grandparents' relationship are their relationship. You're a grown woman. It's time for your own experiences.
I agree. I do.
So when you tell me that you were mad at your father because he's not your grandfather, the first thing I'm saying is the nerve of you. The first thing I'm saying is the nerve of you. Should your father have been unhappy with you because you ain't your sister? But see, you have no problem. Black women in general, have never had a problem judging black men, even the ones that you should not judge. He's your father.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm taking the approach of being like judgmental, like you're wrong. I'm not saying that, but I am observing what I grew up around, my environment. And I'm not saying that my dad did.
Were your mother and father?
I'm not taking any.
Okay, but hold on. Were your mother and father married?
Yeah, they're married. They're still married to this day.
Right. And did you graduate high school?
I'm sorry?
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Did you graduate from college?
I did.
So your father raised a college graduate?
He did.
What the French toast are you talking about? That's better than most of the country. Sounds like and he's still married to your mother. Sounds like he did a hell of a job to me.
Sound like a good man.
That's why I also said I'm not taking anything from him.
But you said you were mad at him. You said no. You said you were mad. Earlier you said that there was a time where you were upset and mad or angry, and the nerve of you to look a gift horse in the mouth. You got what 8 out of 10 black people don't have: a father in the household. But as usual,
Okay, I didn't have that, and I'm not gonna lie. I get like super annoyed or like, irritated when people talk about like, they have a good father that's in their life and in their home. I mean, we don't know him personally, but sounds like pretty stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? Still married to her mom and all that. And I just get so upset, and I know for a fact it's because like I never ever in my life ever met my dad. I did have a stepdad growing up, amazing guy, amazing man. Still married to my mom, but I never had that connection with my own father. Like I remember life without a man in the house, without my father, and I just get so upset because it's like, what are you complaining about? You complaining because your dad wasn't your grandpa? Like, what? That's crazy to me. Let's see what else.
I mean, it still ain't good enough, so you make an issue where ain't no goddamn issue. Judging your father because he wasn't your grandfather when you got more than what most kids in their neighborhood had, a dad. A dad that was apparently good enough to stay married to your mama, raise a high school and a college graduate. Wow. Yeah. And black men hear this shit. Black men hear this. And they're like, well, what the fuck else are we supposed to do? Being married to a black woman and raising and providing a lifestyle to where you graduated from high school and college and didn't end up on drugs or on the street in the penitentiary, whole house, babies all over the world. What the fuck else is a black man supposed to do? A white man could just go to work in the plant, and that's good enough. A black man got to go build the goddamn plant, and his kids still ain't happy. I'm not laughing. I am not fucking laughing.
I am, because I'm not angry in that way.
But I am. Black men are, because I listened to what you said. You were angry with your father for what reason? Because he wasn't another man? You don't know your grandfather. You weren't raised there. So all you had was stories that your mama told you. So you take the stories that your mama told you versus what your daddy was doing and got the nerve to get mad at your dad. Well, how did he feel because he couldn't be the man you thought your grandfather was? Did you ever ask him how he felt about that?
We did, yeah. We have had quite a few conversations.
And how did he feel that his dad? Of course.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't just because of the comparison to my grandfather, and the comparisons came from what I felt like my mom did receive, that I was fighting from my dad, which was his attention. I feel like he was able to be more present with my brothers at the time than he was with me growing up, which was a part of our conversation that you're asking about. And from his standpoint, he gave
how did your mother balance out these things?
My mom gave me a lot of the things that I feel like I'm working through now. Like I'm not trying to put it all on my dad. That's why I said like the women, because I noticed how she also treated and behaved with my dad. And
what you did not mention is that you were upset and angry with your mother.
We just didn't get to that part.
You didn't lead with it. I had to pull it from you. This is the second time I've...
No, okay, I wasn't trying to withhold it. It was just a part of where my mind was.
All right, and here's another thing. All right, granted, but here's the thing. First world problems. You sound really entitled, man. You had a mother and father who are still married. Did they provide for? Apparently, they provided for all your needs.
A lot of people never had that. It's true.
And you're worried about your want.
It's like that thing where they say, a guy was angry because he had no shoes until he saw the man that had no feet. It's kind of like that situation. Like it could always. There's somebody who's always in a worse off situation than you are. You know, count it all joy first of all, but also like. Look at the cup half full instead of half empty.
I didn't get what my brothers got. Oh my God.
But I don't think that's wrong for a little girl to want that love from her dad.
Yes, it is. No, it's not wrong to want. It's not wrong to want love, but it's all. But this is why I say first world problems. This Disneyfication. Where the man did the best he freaking could, and it still wasn't good enough because the years his daughter should have been praising and loving her father, you were angry with him because he didn't give you what you felt you deserved or should have got or what your mama got. Oh my God.
But just like this, okay, so just like what he's saying, right? Sorry, the video's almost finished, but I also just wanted to obviously say my point, but it's just like, like there's kids who grew up in a house with a man who are like molested. It's not my story. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? There's girls who are getting way too much love from the man that's supposed to protect them and care for them and da-da-da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always have to look at the situation in a certain manner. Like, it could always be so different for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to be grateful in life for everything. You have to be grateful. Like, I agree with him with what he's saying, how like she led with this whole narrative about her dad, and it's like, so he's to blame for everything. Like, how? You know what I mean? How?
When you have children,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question you asked.
I hope when you have children, you don't have to experience that level of hurt as a parent with an ungrateful child.
That's hurtful. Imagine if he heard this, he'd be like, what?
And some of you ladies don't seem to realize that this is how so many men feel defeat. They don't even want to try. Let me go ahead and say this. This is why many men don't even want to try to do relationships or get married anymore. Because they hear this, that this woman came from an intact grandparent, nuclear family, lived a life, presumably middle class, parents are still married, But because she didn't get the kind of love that she felt she needed or deserved or wanted, and it hurt. Men are saying, that's what I got to look forward to get out and go work my ass to death, to provide, to stay on the straight and narrow, to be faithful, to end up with that, to have a. And say this. This is why many men don't even want to try to do relationships or get married anymore, because they hear this.
So I replayed it because I just feel like I honestly and genuinely feel like I agree with everything that he's saying, and I feel like if people just take off the blindfolds of of their own feelings and how, oh, that hurt my feelings, or oh, that's not nice, but in actuality, if you look at the bigger picture, like, you know, as a woman growing up like that, not appreciating, because it goes both ways, like not appreciating the man and not respecting the man and feeling like he's not doing enough, you turn into a woman who will never appreciate a man and never respect a man and never feel like he's doing enough. And it's like, then you get into a situation where a man can bring the water from the moon and you'll never be satisfied. You'll just never be satisfied. Like, there's some people who I feel like have to come to the realization that, like, honestly, no matter what anybody else does, I'm not going to be satisfied with this, or I'm not going to be satisfied with that. I feel like it definitely comes from within. Like, you have to have your own happiness, and you have to be a whole person from within to enjoy and embrace and accept from other people. Some people are really closed off, and it could be from the relationship with her father, where I don't know, there's just something there that's blocking her from maybe seeing the love that he was giving her, because sometimes people show love in different ways. Sometimes men don't have to hug you and kiss you up all the time, or moms too. Sometimes moms don't have to hug you up and kiss you all the time to show their love. Sometimes they show their love in a different way. And maybe the way that she wanted to be loved by her father, that was just not his way of showing it to his daughter. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just it. But I do think that we definitely have to take a step back, and we have to listen and take heed and make some changes so that our family units can come back together. There's like a huge burden on men as a whole, but also for black men, I feel like, because in our veins, black women, black men, in our veins is trauma. You know what I mean? Our ancestors went through so much trauma, and we all, as we go little by little, it's like, it comes off of you a little bit, I feel like, but we still have that trauma. And I do think it's essential for us to do the work to come together. You know what I'm saying? To build those strong family structures again. And just like how he said before, like, yeah, it's true. Like, white men or other races, it's true. They can go to work and they can come home and barely be there and da da da. And it's always like, daddy, daddy, I love you. But like in this particular, not every situation, but in this particular situation, it's an example of like, oh, that's not enough. So what is enough? What are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not at all negating her own feelings, because her feelings are valid. You know what I'm saying? How you feel is valid to you for whatever reason, right? Because we don't know the full situation. However, as a whole, this is just, when he speaks to somebody, I just look at it as an example to have a bigger conversation, right? So make sure that you guys go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you guys subscribe to this channel. As I said before, I will be posting every single day. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so that as soon as I do post, you guys will be the first to see the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow.